Okay, so this is the Tyrande rework from Gamescom. This is the info that we have. So she's basically being changed to be like a full support. Let's see if I can zoom in a bit. There we go, that should be a little bit more helpful. So baseline, her attack damage gone down a lot, 82 to 55. Light of a Loon, 10 mana, 15-second charge cooldown. So heals, has 2 charges, all charges are refunded upon cooldown. That's pretty neat. Oh, and passive basic attacks lower the cooldown. Alright. Damaging heroes with abilities also lowers the cooldown by 1.5 seconds. Alright, cool. That's really neat. So it's like the Junkrat grenades. You got 2 charges of it. And they're fairly substantial heals, I guess. And then, yeah, your basic attacks and your abilities all reducing that cooldown and giving you another 2 charges. That seems awesome. Sentinel, cooldown's 15 seconds. Sends an owl, goes across the battlefield, does some damage, reveals for 5 seconds. So the damage's gone down a lot. The quest is gone. But from 70 and 18. So the mana cost and the cooldown have both been reduced. Okay, cool. Lunar Flare then. Mana 60. Cooldown 12 seconds. After 0.75 seconds does 150 damage. Stuns enemies for 0.75 seconds. So the damage has gone down. Apart from that, it's the same. Hunter's Mark. Reveal target enemy. Lower their armor by 15 for 4 seconds. Cannot be used on structures. So that's been nerfed from 25 to 15. So that really reduced the effectiveness of that. I think that's fine, to be honest with you. I kind of like even if they lowered it a little bit more and just had it be like, yeah, I don't know, gave it like longer range, or maybe it only applied to Tyrande or something like that. Something kind of fun. Because the thing is, this is so powerful. 25 is so powerful that it makes it difficult to balance the rest of her kit in that sense. Anyway, let's check out her talents. Moonlight Arrows. Basic attacks reduce the cooldown of Light of a Loon by an additional 0.25 seconds. Okay. Celestial Attunement. Light of a Loon removes stun, silences, and slows from the target. That seems so much better than this. Light of a Loon grants 15 spell armor stacks twice. This also seems really good. I think it used to last 4 seconds, something like that. We'll see. But yeah, interesting stuff there. That's really cool though. Wow, that's very frequent cleanse. Stun, silence, and slow. So not roots, but a lot of other stuff. That's cool. Ranger, Sentinel's Width increased to 25%, deals up to 150% bonus damage based on distance travel. Activate to cause your next Sentinel to pierce all heroes. 30-second cooldown. Alright, that's cool. That's cool. So obviously that also triggers then cooldown reduction on your heals as it hits people. So that's nice as well. Intriguing. Lunar Blaze, increase the range of Lunar Flare by 50%. Quest, hit heroes hit by Lunar Flare, increases damage by 5%, up to a maximum of 100%. Seems a bit meh. True Shot Aura though, cooldown 60 seconds, passively gain 20% increased attack damage, activate to reset the cooldown of Hunter's Mark, and give 20% attack damage to nearby allied heroes for 5 seconds. Okay, so all of these are like okay, none of them seem like that amazing. Level 7, Everlasting Light. If the second charge of Light of a Loon is not used on the same target as the first, increases heal amount by 40%. Ooh, that's really cool. Okay. Mark of Mending. Tyrande's basic attacks heal her 2% for maximum health. Basic attacks against targets with Hunter's Mark heal the attacker for 2% of maximum health. Move from 16. Change the first part, nerfed from 3 to 2 in the second part. Okay, cool. Loon's Chosen, active, 30-second cooldown. Activate to make Tyrande's basic attacks heal the target ally for 75% of the damage dealt for 10 seconds. So they really nerfed the burst healing of that. So it used to do 200% of the damage of her basic attacks. Now it's only 75%. And they've already, almost half the damage of the basic attacks as well. But they did buff the duration by double. So maybe. I feel like the other one's probably a little bit better. We'll see though. I'd lean towards Everlasting Light, seeing like could be really good. Shadow Stalk, cooldown 60 seconds. All allies gain stealth and heal for 400 health over 10 seconds. No way. Okay. Marked as placeholder. Interesting. Okay. We will see. That's the old Shadow Stalks. That's really cool. That's what she used to have before her current one, which boosts her attack speed. So like just global, everyone on your team gets stealth and has a bit of a heal. That's pretty nice. Then Starfall is exactly the same. Cool. Level 13, Quickening Blessing. Gain 10% move speed. Light of a Loon increases the target's move speed by 20% for 3 seconds. That's pretty powerful. Harsh Moonlight. Sentinel slows the first target hit by 40%, reduces their damage dealt by 40% for 4 seconds. So buffed from 25 and 25 to 40. Yeah, so that's pretty damn good too. Though perhaps a little less, well, not perhaps, definitely less consistent. And then Ranger's Mark. Basic attacks reduce the cooldown of Hunter's Mark by 1 second. Basic attacks against marked targets increase the duration of Hunter's Mark by 0.5 seconds. I'd say probably Quick Link Blasting seems like the most powerful there. Level 16 Empower. Reduce Sentinel cooldown by 3 seconds. First hero hit takes additional 7% if their max health is damage. Ooh. Huntress's Fury. Increase the cast range and duration of Hunter's Mark by 25%. Tyrande's basic attacks against targets with Hunter's Mark splash nearby enemies. I mean, the only thing that really intrigues me about is whether the splash on the basic attacks gives a bonus cooldown reduction as well. Darnasian Archery. Basic attacks against enemy heroes grant a stacking 10% increased attack damage bonus for 8 seconds. The bonus is lost attacking basic attacking non-heroes. Again, seems pretty bleh. Compared to, I'd say, Empower. Seems better. We'll see. Then Overflowing Light. When Tyrande is above 60% health, Light of Balloon's healing's increased by 30%. Oh, that's just gone. Removed. Okay. So that's just gone. I was going to say that one seems really good. So the kind of aggressive tier there at 16. I'm not really sure what's going to be the best. Guess it really depends. Yeah, we'll see. Then level 20, I have the Huntress. After casting Shadow Stalk, reveal all enemy heroes for 2 seconds. Increase the heal by 50% to all allies below 50% max health. That's really cool. But it is a placeholder. Starfall applies Hunter Marks to enemy heroes in the area of effect. That's fine too. Okay, cool. Shooting Star, increase basic attack range by 1. Every 8th basic attack casts a free Lunar Flare at a random enemy near her position. This prefers heroic targets. Okay, so it's instead it used to be every 10th attack. Now it's every 8. And instead of attacking every 10 attacks against heroes, it's now every 8 attacks against enemies. That makes that a lot better. So that could be good. We'll see. Then Ice Blade Arrows increase attack speed 25%. Basic attacks against enemy heroes reduce their damage dealt by 8% for 2 seconds. Stacks up to 5 times. Interesting. So the damage dealt nerf is higher, but the duration is lower and the max stacks. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. So yeah, I feel like they opened up that level 20 a bit more, for sure. Shadowstalk looks like it could be really good now. And yeah, some cool IQ build stuff. So I like it, what they've done with Tyrande overall. I think she's been in a weird spot of how does she fit into a comp. I think making her just a healer is good. And I like that. So there you go, guys. That is the Tyrande rework from Gamescom. Let me know what you think. I think it looks good. I'll see what you guys say.